Okay, going into the intro. Sorry, this is going to be a little late. It's also because I'm also I just got home late, real late. Of course, you know how it is out here. Just making money as usual. But I'm here now, so I just heard the news about. If you haven't seen my post already about Scott, yeah, Scott Hall. Man, yeah, I'll address all that later. So because I just want to get through this quick, and we'll because I got a whole tribute coming up before I go. Before I go out and do my usual business. So let's get into Raw. This is I just want to especially have a few before we go into WrestleMania. So let's do it. Okay, this whole Bratty with Stone Cold and Kevin Owens. I feel it's just this also is just it's just another ploy to get Stone Cold to come to WrestleMania of that fact. And because Vince has for the longest time has been trying to get to Stone Cold to kneel over and because he knows how Stone Cold feels about his love, passion. So he uses, I guess, it's pretty sick and disgusting. But, so he knows how he feels about wrestling and that the fact he can't wrestle no more. So he tries, but Stone Cold is smart and he knows, he can't get back in the ring and everything like that. Y'all know the history. So this is they're using this as a he's using this instead again to try to get Stone Cold to come once again to WrestleMania, just to get him out and back into the limelight, just to have him, so you can sell tickets. Usual, it's usual events, great events. The old man is at it again, and yeah, I haven't completely. I'm kind of, I'm kind of, I'll say, particularly about Kevin Owens, because I don't know, I think his promos is kind of, yeah, his promo work is kind of fire, and you know that when he speaks, it's come from the heart. It feels like he's not actually like nervous and trying to be, completely extra. It's like, yeah, he like you can see the passion just blistering from him and all over his face, and I love it. You know, even probably that he reads from a script. I don't know really know about that, but he makes it pretty fucking believable. I'll say that about him. But yeah, I'll say that I kind of had a love and hate relationship when it comes to Kevin Owens. I think that some of his stuff is not even his. So yeah, I know that's why I still like say I have a love and hate relationship because I can see he clearly has talent, but at the same time, it's like some of his material, and and it's just like his whole persona is just pretty kind of generic and corny. So I can't, but I kind of still like him, his fact, because some of his, some of it all, he's the guy still has passion and talent, so you can't take that away from him. So yeah, I don't know. I won't try to do that, but I'll still be kind of looking by and seeing what happens at WrestleMania. I guess part of what it is for entertaining, but wish Stone Cold would have just altogether just said no and just But I guess because he's still kind of attached to WWE, because I guess his Stone Cold sessions, Skull sessions, and everything like that. So yeah, I mean, however you get paid, however you get paid. Hustle to straight up, straight up. I'm right there with them. Yeah, get your money, get your money. Okay, so next up we have a match coming up, and it's pretty much the same. Finn Balor and Damian Priest, basically a rematch or whatever from last week. I don't know for this, it's probably for the title or whatever. Of course, just usual Raw as Vince spins it. Whether it's rematches or repeated scenarios or whatever not. This is why I don't care, or this is exactly why I said this is why I don't care enough, and why I just say fuck it with going over just the WWE in general. Whether it's Raw or SmackDown or whatever, because it's just Raw it's literally at least NXT. At least I guess SmackDown still they still like do different stuff on there, but it's like the other side. It's like the team. It's like the team on Raw does not give a single fuck. Like how many rematches already? Like we've seen like different repeated rematches from involving Damian Priest with his fucking title. Like I said, like they don't give a fuck at all. And then you had later on you had Austin Theory attack Finn Balor too. It's just pretty much a shame. Just another one also that could be put out there. Like you could clearly see the star power raging, and the potential raging from Austin Theory. So it's pretty a shame, man. Pretty a damn shame. Just what we could get. But yeah, it's just rematch shitty all over again. So why waste time on this? Then you have a quick interview with Seth, practically talking about. I guess I haven't been really I haven't seen him on Raw at all. So I guess it's damn. It's like, can we at least have him or something? Because Seth is entertaining. So shit, at least I'll watch him and. The care or not, whether it's the same boring ass Raw, but can we have guys like Seth still out there? Just some entertaining shit at least. Like, I'm not trying to watch fucking Damian Priest or Alexa Bliss, you know, every single fucking night. So yeah, let's just, still put some entertaining shit out there. But yeah, it's practically just an interview asking him whether he's gonna the fact that he's not in WrestleMania, he's not in the on the WrestleMania card. But I can still find a sort of way to put him on the card. I guess is building up to that because we still got like a week left, or 2 weeks or a week left. So hopefully he is. Okay, so next up on the card we have the Battle of the Giants, Omos and Commander Aziz battle it out, and it's like, okay, these Giants now, like, I think they're practically. Well, you have Luchasaurus. Like, I feel like the Giants of this era, especially, like, they really dwindled down. Like, I'm like, they can't wrestle. Like, look at that. Like, look at this. Like, it's almost, yeah, like, it's like literally they can't wrestle at all. It's like the Giants in WWE, if you haven't seen already, like, they obviously, you can't see, they can't work, they can't wrestle, they can't. Obviously they can't cut a promo. They can't do anything. And it's like that with almost in the Commander Aziz. And it's a shame how, Cruz took, sort of a backseat to where, basically a manager role they got him to where is now. And it's like, damn, that's a so, it's a pretty shame about what, like, yeah, they could, like, these Giants, they could be like, they should be the Big Show Giants, like the Kane, the Undertaker Giants. Like, what are these Giants? They have. This feels like, I just feel like that's. I feel like when it comes to the Giants of the wrestling world, they have no personality, no absolute. They have zero anything. At least the wrestlers have. Any other wrestler. At least the other wrestlers have. At least something they can work with. But it's like the Giants. It's like nothing is. Like, you feel nothing from them at all, and it's like, wow. What a drastic change, and like, damn, it's like it's no real, like, no actual real men or no actual real giants, monsters. That's when it comes to wrestling today, it's like, damn, that's like a largely missing piece puzzle. Damn. But they just have a match, and that's just a squabble, and that's it basically. I guess just for the part, it's really silly and fucking stupid. Like, and this is like exactly why I don't watch Raw or talk about it or anything like that. Lately, like I said, I'm just talking about it now just because because WrestleMania is getting to come up, so I just at least want to have one, before we go into WrestleMania. But yeah, it's pretty pathetic. And what more can I say about when it comes to the women in WWE? Like, I think I pretty much just said it all, a bit all lately. So it's practically just another match, whatever. Like, they just like just like back then, they're like, they're even then. It's like now they're just treated as filler. Like, that's I mean, at least they get a match at WrestleMania, but damn, it's like. Yeah, it's like they're an ad, to get to actually like sell for so they can have much more time later. Like, that's a real damn shame, man. And like I said with what I was talking about the Giants and almost and Aziz or Apollo Creed or Austin Theory, like there's like stars. I kind of like some of the women. Like there's actual stars in the women right now. Like there could be a Carmella and obviously Rhea Ripley, Zelina Vega, and Liv Morgan. Like there's like Naomi. Like do I need to say more? There's so many. So it's like he continues to fail to realize, and it's like damn, they don't give a fuck. They don't. Go back into the show because Seth was pretty because he also doesn't really have a reason to be at WrestleMania. Also, he doesn't have a match or anything like that. That's weird. Also, like, why would you have? Because you got shit like, well, of course, the triple tag team and just meaningless matches on there. Is like, why is Seth not on the WrestleMania card? At least have him like somewhere near on the card to make it. Like I said, I might actually believe that this must be probably WrestleMania 38 has potentially has the worst. Potentially has it has the potential ability to be the worst WrestleMania of all time, one of the worst WrestleManias, or the worst WrestleMania of all time. It's like because you don't have stars like Seth Rollins on there. It's like wait, what? To also like still like make it watchable, and it's like you're doesn't make any sense at all. So they're basically fighting for the title of to have whoever's gonna have an interview for Stone Cold, and it's like you don't already have Seth on the card. It's like it's really ridiculous that they do. That's really just a strike there. Makes no sense. And then the Mysterios have a match with who else they about to have a match with, and of course their counterparts they have to face at WrestleMania, The Miz and Logan Paul. Watch out. Of course, they have Seed out, basically waiting in their attack, planning their attack with basically before waiting to attack the Mysterios. I guess they have a match against the Hurt Business, what's left of the Hurt Business. But yeah, and after the match, they get attacked by Logan Paul and the Miz. So yeah, me speaking on that, I feel like it's pretty nice to see that Logan Paul, like pretty much a celebrity like that because we barely get that any days. WWE barely gets that any days now, so I guess it's kind of cool to have Logan Paul at WrestleMania and just around. I guess to have that kind of to bring back at least when when celebrities when the interactions and used to have celebrities at when going into WrestleMania. So yeah, I guess I can say I pretty much like that. That's going to be kind of entertaining about that because I guess so. So yeah, guess it's probably gonna make it for an entertaining match, and this is already I guess this is kind of fun. I guess for the kids because Logan Paul is basically a celebrity to the kids now too. So yeah, I guess we can get ready for it. Man, I gotta say, just straight up such wonderful man. What has Edge been able to come into, man? The longevity of Edge is spectacular. The way he's been able to go about just in everything, he has been able to excel in absolute everything. And everything, man. He like Edge looks timeless right now. Like he's in that point at the stage of his career. And this match, I'm one of the ones. I'll say that I wasn't actually looking forward to AJ Styles and Edge. I mean, but it will extremely be a plus, mainly because I kind of like also too AJ Styles because I understand too that he's a big indie guy. He was before a big indie guy. That's all about moves. And he does. Of course, AJ Styles does kind of understand what it means today, what you need to have to also coming into into the mainstream of wrestling. But it's like, yeah, he kind of does have sort of a generic character. So yeah, I won't. I never really got into that, but he does have some spunk and talent. So I won't give him. I will give him that. But yeah, I will love this going into WrestleMania. I can't wait for them to collide at WrestleMania. I can't wait. I can't wait. And the way like he's Edge is basically taking on a new character, and I love that. So I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Edge is his absolute best, and I love it to see it. You love to see it. So, and it's like also what I wanted to say. It's like he's adopted a new character. It's like wow. You see, it's like he's like this evil warlock Viking type of king, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's a lot. I love to see this, man. It's like, yeah, it's so like he has a new theme, new look. So everything he talks, like, see this. Oh my god, it's like, yeah, he's like he completely reinvented himself. I love that, man. It's like, wow. He's basically pulling an Ed. Okay, I see you, Edge pulling a Chris Jericho. And I like that. Yeah, I love rest. I also love that too. Wrestlers who's been able to, they can, change themselves and reinvent. I love that, man. And that's what Edge is doing right now. He has a new character basically, and he's heel also. And yeah, I can't wait to go into WrestleMania and the weeks following up to it. What more to see? It's lovely. It's very lovely, man. Like Edge is one of the best, man. He's one of the best. After that, we get Bianca and Doudrop. She has a match, and then we're going into, because Bianca won the Elimination Chamber. She's facing practically, she's facing Becky, at WrestleMania for the Raw Women's Championship. And I was so bad, Wishley, because also she's another one who I just, when it comes to Bianca, definitely she's another star that can be, reinvented and already has that. But it's like, obviously Vince is not gonna give a damn and not gonna put her back. She's just, but now probably just gonna go back to being just for runtime, and that's whether you want to hear it or not. It's just the full on truth. And it's like it's like seriously, like it's like you can be doing so much more with this feud right here. I know it's Becky's trash, super cringe. So not a lot you can work with, but it's like there's so much more you can be able to do with this feud, and it's like to build up going into this almost like you could have her be like Becky do some really keyless shit, and but it's like you're having them. They're just attacking. That's it. Like that's all they're doing. It's just attacking each other. So far it looks like so. Yeah, I guess, man. That's just all there is to it. Whatever it is they're coming up with, so it's whatever it is, and sucks. Absolutely fucking sucks. Then we get of course another segment, of RK Bro. They basically come out and do their whole the whole shebang, their schnick whatever, going into it, and whatever I guess where it's about. It's about whatever tag team they're about to face at WrestleMania, and I can give a fuck at all. Of course, like seriously, I could care. I could my none no space is capacity is enough to hold to me even to be moved to even find one single fuck to give about this. Like literally, I don't care. I don't at all. Don't care at all. I don't care. Seriously. Like I had no idea also that they can go this long. Obviously too. Like I said, I'll say that this pairing has been cool, but it's just like, gosh, let Randy do something new. Like let maybe this is good for Riddle. I guess because what probably without him he wouldn't be doing much else anyway. So but yeah, it's just like, oh man, this is what Randy's doing for like the last bit of his career too. It's man, I just like I don't care what to see about it too. It's just and it's just the same old too. It's just I mean it's like it's cool from one segment for a little bit of time, like but for like months to turn this into a thing, like to have this across just like multiple like to keep going on to multiple episodes like oh my like I don't like I said it's cool, it's nice, they're funny I guess, but it's just like after a while it got just incredibly oh my gosh, when are they gonna break up? Ooh, like oh my god, like of course I don't like mine if y'all like them, but it's just like it's like you could I wouldn't be missing anything if I was watching something else. I literally wouldn't. I wouldn't at all. And I'm not saying that just because I don't like WWE or Vince as a whole, or the state of wrestling right now. No, just look at it. Just the state, especially just look at Raw now. It's just goofy. It's just whether it's like the segments too with the wrestlers. It's like completely goofy. And it's just shit that just goes nowhere, and it's just there for the just so they can get across, and none of it, the content is actually funny, witty, and it's like the wrestlers try whatever it is. It's just all like it. Also what I'm trying to say. Also, it just feels and it just sounds so scripted, like rehearsal. Like everybody was just like in a room and they were just like thinking and planning this out to be. It's just all it just feels like an ad for it just feels like just one of those old ass YouTube channels that's on YouTube, or they didn't need YouTube in the first place, and it's just one of those old ass outlets that's on YouTube now, and they or old one of the old YouTube channels that's just there just because so they can have content, so that whatever revenue they can make, and so they can keep a hold of it, still make that buck. So yeah, couldn't give a fuck about this at all. It's just incredibly like it puts me to sleep. Hopefully, I don't know. I won't say it, but it's just like wow, just like hopefully like damn they just decide to end this like hopefully man I just like this like I said this is exactly why I just like it's like why waste my time on this why. Then as you already know, the main event is Seth and they make the main event for because later that part where they Sonya came out and made a stipulation for them to battle just for whoever wins they get to go to WrestleMania to have their interactional moment with Stone Cold. So and this is like this is like whatever. Like in this part is just it's just for just because they of course they can't think of something else, or it's just like this lack. It's like a complete fucking laziness, just like strictly laziness. Like this whole show and just the way WWE is and how they do things and just like Vince is a greedy whore. Like he is, man. Like he can't he can't like stop fathoming how he's gonna make money. Like he'll screw anybody and anything. Just even though like of course the community because let's give it about it. He never get like I said, he never gave a fuck about, the whole soul aspect of wrestling. Just got into it just for to make how many dollar signs he saw at the end of the road. And that was the sole purpose. So like I said, I'm not and it's just like this WrestleMania is just gonna be I mean you have like obviously you have a few stories here and there that's gonna be involving characters, wrestlers that you're gonna like, I guess you're gonna find a bit you can look forward to. But it's like the rest, it. Like of course, this year is absolutely gonna fucking suck. I don't know how bad, but yeah, it's for damn sure. This WrestleMania this year is gonna fucking absolutely suck. Like, oh, this is gonna be one of the WrestleManias that just, oh, like why was this even made? Like, y'all couldn't have canceled this. Like, like, why now? Like, oh, what were y'all thinking? Like, really? Oh man, like just now it's just not like now I know why I just don't watch or just in general wrestling or why I just don't look forward to or anymore or and don't even care to talk over Raw because it's the same thing now. Like Raw is just it's Raw. It's terrible, like it has been. But now it's just laziness. It's the same shit. At least they used to be a bit. I guess you could find it watchable. But it's now and it's 3 hours. This shit, 3 hours. And if you think I'm sitting my happy pampered ass through 3 hours of fucking Alexa Bliss, and then you have Kevin Owens just spouting the same shit about family and power, like. If you think I am injuring my mind, incapacitating myself for that, y'all are just straight up fools. If y'all think I'm doing like absolutely, like, no way, absolutely no way, fuck that. And probably just one, yeah, just exactly once or twice, and that's like, no, fuck no. Just, oh my gosh, at least and Raw, SmackDown too is still somewhat just as now, because of course they was like they were SmackDown was great late, for like a few months, I guess I want to say, and then it just turned to shit. But like just like, cause it is the same company, so. But it's like Raw with Raw. Oh my gosh, it's just neutered, like smashed, potato mash shit. And it's like you can't look, you can't enjoy it. You don't want to see it. You don't want to hear it at all. And it's like, oh wow, I can't. I have no idea how I can watch this. Like I said, I know this is y'all generation. You have the wrestlers that you look up to, like, and that you got somewhat relate to. But it's like, how can you enjoy this? Like, it has no cool enjoyment factor at all. It's like it's the same shit happening like 24/7. It's nothing engaging or exciting. Nothing, anything. There's no new story that goes anywhere. Shit just happens. And if it's not the main event or it's the top star, shit just like goes along, man. They just create shit out of thin air. It's nothing. So that's it. I mean, I guess yeah. I'll see y'all when I'm about to, let's go to talk about Scott Hall. That's going to be a very sad talking about Scott, but damn, I still can't believe it, bruh. Still can't believe it. I mean, I was like, eventually I knew it was coming, but it's like, damn, just why now? Damn. But we gonna wait to get into that, and yeah, I guess I'll see y'all then, man. I hope y'all enjoyed your Monday night and day, night. And I hope to see y'all. I'll see y'all the next time. The cultivator is shutting completely out. No, that was cringy. Oh man, I can't believe it. But yeah, I'll see y'all later, man. Stay blessed, y'all. Enjoy yourselves.